It's time for Two Guys and a Goalie with Dustin Nielson, Matt Kassian, and the goalie, Joaquin Gage.
12:03 on a game day. The Habs in town to take on the Edmonton Oilers, and our coverage continues right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. If you are listening on the TuneIn Radio app or the iHeart Radio app, please tell your friends that they are free. Show them how to search one time for Edmonton Sports Talk. Then it'll pop up every time. You can just click and listen. Edmonton Sports Talk is brought to you by Play Alberta. Improved odds for all major North American leagues this year, including the NFL and, of course, the NHL, and a higher amount of boosted plays for the Oilers games as well. You can find all of those at playalberta.ca. Two Guys and a Goalie, brought to you by GS Construction. They're hiring now. GS is looking for experienced pipe layers, operators, topmen, superintendents. Visit gsconstruction.ca. GS Construction, serving your community for over 50 years. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. Feel free to chime in on the chat over there as we get you set for the Oilers and the Habs tonight. And, of course, you can text us as well, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Matt Kassian joins us remotely. Cass, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Another day of kids in the teacher strike, but we're good.
Yes. So my wife's a teacher, so she's just home with the kids. So it's not a mad scrap. They're all having a riot. It's been like an extra mini summer here for the last little while. So I don't even know what it's like to be a parent, like having issues, I guess, right now. Like that must suck.
You know what? We're pretty fortunate that my wife, she's a director, so she runs a charity, but she works from home. So it's
so that's good then.
So we're fortunate that she's able to help out, and our church has actually been awesome. So they've run a couple programs for a couple days.
Oh, that
a week,
makes sense. That's
which
nice.
Has been really nice. Yeah, which has been really good. So it's like the kids go, they hang out with a bunch of their buddies, they get to go to the park, rip around, and so they've been really helpful with that. But yeah, we're fortunate. Some people not as much.
They're probably ready for people to get back to work here. I would think.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, we'll see how that sorts out. Don't want to talk about it too much. Husband of a teacher, probably know my opinion on it. But anyway, we'll let it slide. Here's what I really want to talk about today. We'll get to the Habs and Oilers in a second. This conversation came up on our show this morning, and I threw a tweet out there during the show. And we were asking people, how much money would you need to get paid or like win via prize to live at West Edmonton Mall for 1 year? You can't leave the building. Everything's included. You can stay in the hotel. You can sleep wherever you want. All your food's included. Anything you do is included. How much money do you want to walk away with after a year to make that happen? Some of the responses on Twitter have been all over the place. One guy's like, it would have to be 20 mil. Somebody else is like 115,000. Like, so I mean, it's Jay Onright replied to me and said, nothing. I do that for free if I could eat at the food courts. Let's make it happen. And yeah, you could eat all your food. Everything's free. You have to survive there for a year of just hanging out. You can't leave the building. And at the end, you walk away with this much money. You would do it. Gage, what's that number?
I'm along the lines with Onright. Like,
you would just do it? Like, it's a fun place.
Can I do anything there?
You can do anything you want in the mall, but you can't leave it for a year.
Am I allowed to, like, kind of do my own thing and get sponsorships and things like that? Is there other ways to earn income?
You want to make even more money?
Well, no, I'll do it for free.
Oh, what?
But I'll
tell you, I'll give you money. We need to know how much.
I think I'd do it for free.
Okay.
But
you want to become a social media star?
I would just be live all the time.
Yeah.
Pumping up everyone's stuff. This is what's going on.
Here's what's happening today at what's that funny store with weird shirts and lots of neon?
Yeah.
You know that place? Spencer's.
Yeah.
Here's what's happening at Spencer's Gifts.
I would have a whole F1 weekends. I'd be down in the thing.
At the race car place?
Go-karting and stuff. Like hockey, I'd be out there playing against like 5-6-year-olds, pumping up my confidence.
You could have a nice daily schedule, man.
Oh my God. I would surf every Thursday.
Yes, that would be good.
I would be surfing. Ooh. I'd be swimming. Yeah, I'd do that. I'd do it for free, man.
I texted Tam this morning. I said, would you be okay if I lived in the mall for 1 year for $500,000? You guys could come visit, but I can't leave. And she says, I heard that, but I missed it. We do love the mall, and the money would be good, but no, we'd miss you way too much. The kid's instant answer was no way. So I guess it would have to be $1 million for the Nielsen family. But I mean, if I was single, man, I'd do
500,000
it
for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Easy.
Cass, what about you, man? You've got three young daughters, a wife. Like, how much would it take to have you stay? Now they can come visit you, right? So,
No,
but you'd miss out on everything else that's going on outside.
So, question: like, where am I sleeping?
At the
wherever
in the
hotel.
space room, in the space room at the hotel,
Okay.
in
So
the
I can sleep in
safari
hotels.
room at the hotel.
Right, safari room at the hotel. Yeah, 500 grand would probably do it.
500
For a
grand's
year.
a pretty good chunk of change, man. Like,
That's a really good chunk of change. Like
Yes.
as long as I can keep my normal like work, like if I could still work and work remote, like people could come, clients and
you
that
can
sort
come
of thing.
do
like,
meetings.
where
You got
can work
meetings
from
all over Bourbon Street and everything. It'd be fun.
there. Yeah. So
Did
as
you
long
see
as they
Tommy
keep
when
that
he's doing
going,
pre and post at Hudson's?
yeah, just rip down there. I wouldn't have to drive anywhere. Yeah, 500K do it. That'd probably do it.
I think I'd have to talk Tam and the kids into being like, listen, Daddy stays at the mall for a year. You can come visit me whenever. Everything we do is free, and when we're done, we don't have a mortgage anymore. Like,
Dude, my daughter's in LA right now. I haven't even noticed she's gone. So, yeah, I'm doing it.
your kids are a little bit older, right?
Yeah.
You're in a good spot to do it.
So,
Yeah, you're in a good spot to do it for sure. I can't imagine being like Trev today was just like, I don't think I could do it. I'm like, you're like 27. You're single. Like you're why would you not live at the mall for a year, man? You'd be on TikTok and Instagram and doing all this stuff.
everything. Like
Yeah, he should be trying to live at the mall anyway, even if he has to
Yeah.
pay right now. Like it's Todd Gack says unlimited water massage. Yes, everything is included for the year.
you have a special card and you can just
Yes,
go do
anything
everything.
you want. They know
Yeah.
you. It just says all it says is VIP.
Oh my
That's it.
gosh.
The Godfather says no shoveling snow, no cutting grass, swim.
I'd be over at
hockey
my
games,
buddy's place, the 01 place.
food court. Yeah, that's the hockey place, right?
Yeah.
I think Elizabeth's team is doing dry
Are they?
land there once a
Cool.
week or once every 2 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah, they seem to like it.
Yeah, there's lots to do still.
Yeah. Oh, there's so many. There's so many things to do.
They have a rec room. They have a movie theater.
They got everything.
Oh my god.
You can mini golf. You can go to the aquarium. You could pretend to be a pirate.
My
I mean, there's
price
lots
is
of
going
things.
lower and lower as we go. Yeah.
Gager's going to
start
pay
to
them
pay
all
them.
10 grand to live there for a year. I think it would be a fun time.
Lego store, come on.
Yeah, man, everything. There's not there. Like you couldn't be outside of being outside and getting fresh air. Everything you could possibly want is sitting for you at the mall.
Just imagine our footwear, Dusty. Every new
Skechers, Skechers all the time
All the
for
time.
free.
Yeah.
I would need a second room at the hotel just
Dude.
for all my new Skechers shoes.
Screw the hotel. I'm becoming Captain Jack Sparrow. I'm sleeping on the pirate ship.
That would be a good idea. I would like that, at least for a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you could move a bed from one of the furniture stores in the mall.
I would love
right
to
the
wake,
pirate ship.
I would love to wake
Yeah,
up.
that's actually another question. Is do you get access to the stores when everything's closed?
Yes.
Like, can you not to steal anything? Like, you can't
But if
steal
you
anything.
need something, you go,
Yeah.
Right.
You're not stealing anything. You
Yeah.
get everything for free.
Right.
You have a master key to every store to do whatever you want, whenever you want.
Just slide into Hudson's, whip up some
Whenever you
wings,
want.
some chicken
You're
tendies.
just doing stuff on your own. They got good tendies in it.
Oh,
They do.
you got good tendies.
Haji's in and he texted and says, it's a free paid vacation for a whole year.
Yeah.
What are we even doing here?
Yeah.
What single guy would not do that for free? It's one of the biggest indoor playgrounds on the planet and has literally everything you would need. Nate the Builder, who's Benny's dad, texts in and says, I'm with Gager for free all day. Where do I sign?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, the troll is in and says, I'm single, so this would be a layup. My only question is, could I bring my dog? Great question.
Ooh.
Great question. What are we?
No animals at the mall.
I don't think I've ever
though.
seen an animal at the mall.
Well, maybe I throw one of those. I get him a fake emotional support animal, saying like,
Yeah, that's true.
and just put the harness on him. It'd be tough because he'd be trying to smell everybody. He's not the most well behaved, I don't think, in that scenario. But maybe he'd get used to it. But then he wouldn't be able to go outside. No, I'm not bringing the dog.
Max Pazuzu says, can I take the go-kart and drive it around the mall? I mean, in non-mall hours, sure. Or you can just ride one of those hilarious animals. Everywhere you go, I'd ride one of those animals.
I think I'm going into what is it, below the belt, grabbing a longboard And that's how I get around after
You're
hours.
going to longboard after hours.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
And I need control of the intercom system so I can play music. Imagine your own tunes blasting through the mall at night.
That
I
would
gotta
be
talk
cool
to the
too.
Gramesians.
You would also have access to that.
Yeah.
Right? It's your playground at night, and you just fit in with everybody during
My
the day.
gosh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's.
I mean, there's people there till 2 a.m. anyway, right? Like,
there's always people walking around the mall. Yeah. Luke in Cowtown, let's be honest, you would lose all the money at the casino on the first night. No, you don't get the money till you walk out.
yeah, no.
Everything's
Yeah.
free. I wouldn't say casino play is free, but probably like a per diem or something for the casino. You have to negotiate.
You got to
that
go
into
into
the
your
deal.
own. You got to bring your own funds
Yeah.
in for that. I would say.
Raider Jesse says, I would do it for free. I've always dreamt of living in a mall.
You know, there's a few zombie movies like Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead. I think is the people that survive go into a mall and start surviving there for a bit.
Yeah.
And I watch it and I go, that seems awesome.
It does.
Because they all had so much fun.
Yeah.
It was, and it's a safe place.
Was it in a mall?
No, it's not safe. There's too many windows, too many doors. Yeah,
They had
What are we
all
talking from a zombie
like,
attack?
I know.
Yeah, from a
there's-
zombie attack. Like,
they shut down some of the doors and stuff. But they eventually broke in. I know. I realize that. But oh, can you imagine the water park all the time?
Whenever you
that
want
would be
it,
pretty
man.
fun.
At nighttime, water slides by yourself.
I would become a lifeguard during the day.
See, that would be good too.
a
You could be
young
saving people.
Mitch Buchanan.
That's exactly what it is. Okay, anyway, it was an interesting conversation. I thought that was a lot. I just don't. Yeah, I mean, for us with families, if your family could come visit, like maybe that's. But it'd be nice to walk out of there having a whole vacation at the mall for a year and then get $500,000 walking out of it. You'd be delusional not to do that.
My son would kick me there so he could come and play Warhammer 40K every day in the store. It would be.
Is that a new game?
It's a new game we're into.
Okay, what is this?
It's kind of Dungeons and Dragons ish.
Oh, so it's not like
like
a
now you
video
doing
game?
the full, like you doing the full board. Like
Yeah, like
we're
we're
not talking
building
like
a full
computer
board.
version. We're talking nice. That's
Yeah,
sweet.
and
You
I'm
know this game too, Cass?
Yeah. It's like a.
What's it called, Gager?
Warhammer
Warhammer
40K.
4000. We would call it. It's an arch nerd game, right? Where the arch nerds play it all the time. But it's also awesome because it's like a strategy game. I would love to play it, but I don't have the patience nor the creativity to do the painting of like some of the models. And
That's
that
what
sort
my
of thing.
son's doing as we speak.
Yeah.
think. He's painting
So if
my
he's-
Necrons.
Yeah. So if he's good at that, like you have someone that's good at that like loves to do it, that like by all means, that's amazing. I think the game as a whole, like the strategy side of it, is pretty sweet. Like that's lots of fun.
Yeah.
What did you call them? Arch heads?
Arch nerds.
Arch nerds. What's an arch nerd?
Well, there's nerds and there's arch nerds.
Yeah, what's an arch nerd?
I mean, like, well, okay, so
Kind of cool.
an arch nerd is like the ultra nerd, right? Like the
Okay.
the nerd of nerds, like
Oh,
the nerd's nerd.
okay.
Like
Like
that's
the-
arch nerd.
All right, the nerd, the king nerd,
The king nerd. Yeah,
king
it's an
of
arch
nerds.
nerd.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is like Axis and Allies on steroids, basically.
Oh,
yeah.
Way more.
Also a great game.
I'm a big
Yeah.
Axis and Allies guy.
Yeah.
Played it online a ton during the pandemic. I miss those days. All right, let's see here. Jasmine over in the chat says, yes, Savage is going to start for Canada's team, game 1.
Love it.
Has that been announced?
Yeah, I
she
think
wouldn't
so.
make that
Hernan,
up.
I
That's
think,
cool. All right, well, that's I like to hear that. Big spot for the guy.
Whoa.
At home, though, but a game 1 for you, Savage. He's got the stuff. Hopefully he
does
can
have
have
the
it. Yeah,
stuff.
that would be good. All right, Oilers and Habs tonight. Did you watch any of Montreal
Yes.
and Calgary last night?
Yes, I
Okay,
did.
tell me what you think about the Habs. Let's start there.
Fast. First off.
Right, they get after you, don't they?
They do not allow time and space. I thought it was amazing the way they control the neutral zone and limit your chances. I mean, and on the PK, they are gone. Like they are sniffing like crazy for chances, and they are pressuring all the time. This will be a good test for the Edmonton Oilers tonight, man. They are that Hudson is something
He's all
else.
over the place.
He is ridiculous, this kid. Like his thought process, and there was one part in the game, and even Kelly Rudy talked about it. Like the puck came loose, it was on his stick for a second, and he was already had it going the other way. Like he's thinking 2 plays ahead even before he gets the puck, right? That's what you want. He's so intense. Like there's a defensive zone draw, and he gets a breakaway out of it. He's the D-man. Like, it was crazy. So I know there wasn't a lot of goals. Dustin Wolf was great in the first few periods.
Dobish was pretty good too.
Dobish was really good too. Yeah. Calgary played well, I thought. Like they were good, but they're a fun team to watch, man. There's a lot of
Suzuki, Caulfield, and Slavkovsky buzzing around there in the third period. I was just like, man, these guys get after it.
Yeah.
Like,
so hopefully the Oilers can take advantage. Just 2 games, 2 nights. But
this is what I was gonna say, Cass. It might be a really good thing for the Oilers right now to go up against a team that's gonna force you to skate.
Yes.
Like force you. Don't you think? Yeah. I think if Montreal looks like they did last night as far as pushing the pace goes. If the Oilers don't match that, they could be in trouble tonight. But we know the Oilers can skate. I just don't know if they have as much as they should be so far this season. So this might be sort of an awakening game for the Oilers to know that they got to move to keep up with this team.
Well, I hope so, but I also hope that they would have been feeling that like against New Jersey, because Jersey's kind of the same style. Not quite the same, but
no, you're right, and they didn't, right? Like they didn't match, and look what happened, right?
Right, and look what happened. They got dummied. I mean, you hope so. You hope they're watching some of that tape, and the coaching staff is maybe bringing some of that into video this morning, right? When they're doing their video session in the morning to say, hey, like this is what this team plays like watch for this, because they're jumping, they're blowing the zone, and for the defensemen in particular, like if the Oilers defensemen are sleeping, if they're not ready. You're going to see a lot of odd man rushes and potential breakaways, which the Oilers at times have been horrible at giving up. Like when they're sleeping, you see them give up breakaways. You see them give up odd man rushes because guys get caught in. So you got to be awake and you got to be moving. So there's huge potential in that if Edmonton rises to the challenge and we see them play with speed, that it could be not just an incredibly entertaining game, but a game that does wake Edmonton up out of the little bit of slumber that we've seen. Because it still was, even the Ottawa game was still sleepy, guys. Like it was still, they're still sleepy for most of that game.
If the Oilers power play is still hitting the snooze button, I predict there will be a shorthanded goal against, because that Jake Evans and Josh Anderson.
Jake Evans has been that guy for a while.
Holy smokes, man. It was amazing how much distance he was able to cover as just one person on the PK. Like he didn't give any time and space to those guys.
Bush has got to be on it tonight.
If Bush,
at the blue line,
I would be feeding Bush espresso shots now, or pre-workout or something, because if he isn't, Evans is going to be all over him, and that that they're going to try to do that.
Okay, what about the Cass? You're out on the road for 5. You're home for 1. There's going to be a ton of Habs fans there tonight. Then you're back out on the road for 2 more. So it's almost like an 8-game road trip that they're kind of on here right now. Is this a good spot for the Oil tonight because they're home? Or is it a bad spot because it's this weird home for 1 game? Hey, family, what's up? Okay, let's play. Okay, I'm out of here again until next week. So, like, how do you describe the spot here for the Oil tonight?
Yeah, it's a little different. Anytime you have those real quick home stops, it doesn't feel like you're really actually home. That being said, you still get to see your family, still get to sleep in your own bed. And so you're going to take it, right? Instead of being on the road another 2 or 3 days, like being able to be home for a day or 2 is nice, and sleep in your own bed. So you're hoping that it doesn't, especially with them winning and a little bit of an emotional win, you almost bomb it. You're up a couple goals, you almost choke. You end up winning in overtime. Some big contributions from some young guys, big contributions from guys that are playing their first game in Walman in the lineup for the regular season. So it's like you're coming off an emotional high and then you get home. And so what you hope doesn't happen is that little bit of sag where everyone just kind of take that deep breath and relax a little bit too much, which is, again, where I'm a little bit nervous heading into it with how they've played and with how Montreal is playing, that they just are kind of in that relax mode for 2 days, knowing that they're leaving again right away. So it's like you're trying to soak in as much as home in that quiet mentality as possible. So yeah, there certainly is the potential emotionally for them to, I don't want to say be checked out of the game, but it's not a trap game as we would normally talk about trap games, but it's like, there's just the possibility for some guys that they're not as emotionally engaged, which is, again, a little scary because this team hasn't been that emotionally engaged for most of the year.
It's Nielson, Gage, and Cass with you here on Two Guys and Goalie, brought to you by GS Construction. Gager, with the Habs that you saw last night, it's not like they ran over Calgary, but great play by Demidov in overtime to back that one down and then like just open himself up to all the options and find Matheson and put it in the back of the net. They are first place in their division right now. They're off to a 6-2 start. They took some steps in the right direction last year. They brought in Noah Dobson, who's not perfect, but is very good defenseman to get on that right side. Is this a team that they're going to be a playoff team, but they're just off to a really good start? Or is this a team that could possibly fight for the division, do you think?
I think they might be able to fight for the division. They've taken so many of the proper steps. And yesterday we were talking to people in Montreal and saying, like, one of the main factors with this team and how they approach each game is their confidence in their coach. Like, they were talking about Marty St. Louis, like what he's done and instilled confidence in some of these guys. Like Josh Anderson, you wouldn't want to see him on the PK at times. And Marty St. Louis has found roles for each individual with this team. Kind of like what I think a lot of Edmonton Oilers fans would like to see Knoblauch do. Just delegate instead of just defaulting to the big two guys, right? So I think they have all the right pieces right now to do it. They're a little small, so we'll see what happens to that so-called big boy hockey. I think although one of them is playing great with Dobish, but their Achilles heel at the moment is just they don't have two guys going, right? And I know it's early, but when you look at Montembeau's stats, I mean, he's 8.57 save percentage. By all accounts, really struggling. If you're the Edmonton Oilers, this is a perfect time to get out of that mindset of trying to find the perfect shot. Like when you're a goalie and things aren't going your way, there's a little bit more anxiety going into each game. You're going, I gotta make some saves here. Don't make it easy on this guy. Shoot from everywhere, right? Because when things aren't going right, you don't feel comfortable in net. Like, don't allow him to start feeling comfortable by not shooting the puck in key situations and deferring over to bad angles where he can use his big frame and just block it, right? Tons of shots tonight. Second back-to-back. You're going to get them maybe a little bit tired. I would, if the Oilers can't muster a 35-shot plus game, I don't think they're going to win.
Cass, do you think they get lots of shots tonight? It hasn't really been hasn't been what they've done so far really this year. Classic mute. He muted. Streak's over.
It is a classic mute. Streak's over. I was so good. Dang it.
You've been doing well.
I thought you were just really thinking about this one.
Oh, I was too at the same time. I did hum and haw for a second, and I should have noticed that I was on mute while I was thinking.
Like their last two games, 18 shots for, 25 shots for.
Yeah.
They haven't. No, just the whole year they haven't. But that's been such a product of them getting to areas where they should shoot and not shooting. Like for so many of those games. Maybe not necessarily the last two, but they haven't done that. I think it's going to depend on the execution of Edmonton's defense. It's going to depend on the execution of Edmonton's defense on getting them transitioned out of the zone quickly, because they're not like Montreal doesn't run you over, but they do aggressively push you with that speed standpoint. And so you're going to be under some pressure. And I think what that does do is if you can be clean in transitioning the puck to go on offense, you will have some opportunity on rush chances for heading back the other way, which we haven't seen a ton of this year for the Edmonton Oilers. So I think they can do it. They got to play fast. And faster than we've seen them play really so far this year, aside from maybe the Vancouver game, second game of the season. We haven't seen them do it yet. So can they do it? Yes. Are they going to? I don't know, guys. I feel hesitant still with this team. Have they turned? Do you guys think they've turned the corner where they're going to be able to do that?
Well, I will say this: at home in their first two games, because we haven't seen them since they played Vancouver. Yeah. But in their two home games so far, they had 35 shots for and 37 shots for. So I don't know if it's a home road sort of thing, but they shot the puck pretty well. They shot it often in the first two games. So I don't know. I'm not too sure.
I don't know why they don't. It seems to me when guys aren't shooting the puck, they're just not confident that they're going to score, right? Like they're going, oh, I can't shoot from here. I'm not. I don't feel comfortable. I'd rather defer it. But you have to get a little bit of that selfishness, right there. And I realize. I wonder. Do you think that Knoblauch brings Connor McDavid into the video room and shows him certain situations where he thinks that Connor should have let her buck? Or
I don't know. I mean, he is the coach.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. But I think if I'm the coach, I'm probably having a maybe it's a discussion before practice. You skate around, you see the coach kind of talking to guys.
Quick little chat before fire it.
Hey man, what's up with the vapor? What's up with the Bauer vapor there? You're not wanting to use it so
Something
much.
wrong with that thing?
So yeah, I mean, I would definitely have the conversation because I know that Nuge has changed sticks, right? He went to the Warrior. Seems to be working for him. Maybe I just subtly make a slight joke. Maybe those ones aren't the safety still on. Maybe you want to switch to the new.
Just change the stick on the rack. He won't notice. No chance of that happening. All right, the big story from the line combination perspective. Well, we'll get to Pickard starting here as well. But the big change up front, Matty Savoy going to at least get the first shift with McDavid and Draisaitl. We'll see where it goes from there. Cass, your thoughts on him getting this opportunity? Does it last the entire game? And what does he need to do to make it a successful night?
Does he get the whole game? No idea, because it depends on what version of the Oilers we get. Like it's always changing. So I'm going to say no, he doesn't get the whole game because we've only seen that happen once this year. So the odds are with us if we say no. What does he need to do to have success? I'd probably just finish. Like he had a couple really great opportunities, particularly in the third period yesterday, or against Ottawa, where he just wasn't able to finish it. Had the one roll off his stick, a little bit of an empty net, had some space to shoot, just couldn't find the puck. But he's putting himself in some opportunities for that. So it's a tremendous chance for him. What do I like about it? Matt Savoy, because I've watched him, not just when he's playing now with the Oilers, but I watched him playing a number of times back in junior with the Moose Jaw Warriors. And he thinks the game offensively at an elite level. And so far, he's had intermittent little smatterings of shifts with him, but he hasn't had any consistent time to say, hey, let's actually see how this guy plays with McDavid and Draisaitl or with McDavid in particular, like for a consistent period of time. So I'm excited to see what type of offense he's able to create. Is he able to read off of McDavid and Draisaitl, and offensively, are they able to read off of him? Because he's got the skill to do it. Like he may be, like if we think the last number of years of guys that have played with McDavid and Draisaitl on that line, you have guys that have had success. You have like Hymans, you have Pat Maroons, you have a variety of guys, but we never have really had like a high skill, high offensive mind that has played with him, have we? Like I can't think of anyone else that's consistently found a way to be in that position. And so for Matt Savoy, I mean, if they have success, there's potential to be huge to have three guys that can play that creative offensive role. But again, who knows how long it's going to last, because history tells us that Knoblauch just goes to the blender 5 minutes in.
Thanks to Blaine in Scottsdale, he sent a side-by-side of the uncanny resemblance between Matt Savoy and Scott Baio.
Scott Baio.
It's if this does work out, it could be happy days for the Oilers' top guys, and he could be in charge.
Savvy days?
Savvy days.
Or Matty days?
Matty days?
That might be it.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think goal song already, Gage. I don't know if you're planting that seed, but...
well, the Charles in Charge
Matty
song?
days. Oh, Charles in Charge.
Yeah.
How did that one go?
Charles in charge of our days and our nights.
Charles in Charge had a decent run, if I recall.
Huge.
Hey, that was a
run.
pretty good follow-up for him.
Yeah.
He does kind of look like he does look like a young Scott Baio.
Yeah, it does look like it.
Yeah, well, hopefully he'll be able to find. Do you think his style fits well with those?
So, Cass, I wanted to ask you this question. So, have you ever, throughout your career, you have the young guy, and what's really impressed me with Savoy, And McDavid and Draisaitl have talked about his his talent level. There is definitely something there, but I do find him playing right now, he's doing everything right. There's no as a skilled guy that you're looking for offense. Chances are you take chances sometimes. You're trying to do might be a toe drag at the blue line to create a little bit more offense. He's not putting himself in those positions. He's getting pucks in and out, very safe plays, which is good. But to be a consistent offensive player, there is a point where you have to take a few more chances to create offense, I think. So do you think that by playing with McDavid and Draisaitl will allow him to be a little bit more creative and take a little bit more risk with his play?
I hope so. I hope he does. I hope mentally he gets there. Now, what would have been preached into him last year in Bakersfield would have been, hey, you got to still be defensively responsible. Yeah. You still got to take care of things, and you got to be able to play in the penalty kill, and you're going to get an opportunity. Like that's what would have been kind of grinded into him. And we have seen him be pretty responsible, as you noted, in chipping pucks in getting pucks out. But that's part of why he's getting this opportunity. So he still needs to do some of those things, but you're hoping that that he recognizes when it's time to let the creativity out and when it's time to make those plays. Right, because you don't want and you don't necessarily need him to be, Draisaitl throwing the backhand sauce at the blue line. Right, like unless it's the time and the place of the game where he needs to do that to try to create offense, right? And Draisaitl, as he's matured and got older and become one of the best players in the world, he's got pretty good at knowing when to and when not to do that. So you're hoping that creativity is able to stay there, but at the same time, he does have to hold on to some of those. Hey, you still don't have to be the best player in the world with these guys. Like you be creative. Let your skill show, but still make sure that you're taking care of the puck because you can't have, too many unnecessary turnovers. Like you need puck possession, and that's going to be a big driver of it. Is yes, be creative, but don't try to be the guy that is hammering things out and being the only one that's making the difference.
Nielsen, Gager, and Cass with you. Savoy will play with McDavid and Draisaitl tonight. Hopefully, it goes well for the kid, and maybe he gets a little bit of run there. We haven't really seen. For example, Pod Colson was there and got a game, and now he's back off. So they're continuing to find people for those two guys, trying to find somebody for those two guys. I want to talk a little bit about those two guys on the penalty kill, but somebody just texted in asking about Roslovic. Gage, what have you thought? What have you thought of him so far?
There's spurts. You can see the skill level, the speed, but to be quite honest, he does look like a guy that missed training camp completely, right? And to get caught back up, it's tough. Obviously, not trying to find a spot where he's comfortable playing with certain people too. I think that's still trying to find where he fits best, who he works with better than others. But I need more. I need to see more from Roslovic. I know it's going to take time. You got to give it at least 10, 15 games, which is unfortunate, but because you look at his stats, what he's able to do in the past, they're going to need him to start putting some pucks in the net.
Kaz, would you say trending in the right direction with him?
Yeah, trending. It's still early. As Gager said, I kind of agree with everything Gager said. Like you miss that much to training camp and that much time. Like it takes time to get back into it, to get your legs, to get the feel. Like you're behind for 5 to 10 games. So I say, we got to give him another 2 to 3 games, and then we'll start to see. Like I think when we get to that 8 games, 9 games, 10 games, we'll know what's there from a player standpoint. Because you got to think like, okay, exhibition. If guys play 5 games. Then you give him 3 or 4 or 5 in the season to kind of get up to speed, right? And so when he gets to that 7 games, 8 games, 9 games, like we got to see a little bit more here. I can't say guys that have been overly impressed though. Like I can't say that I've been overly impressed. I think he's still got a little bit of time. We still have to see what's there, but he hasn't.
Yeah, you're Cash. You're not saying like, oh, he's all around it. It's just a matter of time. You're right. You're not saying that about him.
Right. No, we're not seeing that, but I'm not seeing it's like, oh no, horrible, just like, get this guy in the press box either. Like there are some good things. You can see moments of skill, but it just hasn't been put together consistently throughout a game yet.
All right, McDavid and Draisaitl have been on the penalty kill so far this year. Bruce Boudreau was with us this morning, and he said he didn't necessarily like doing that. He would like them to have their energy and focus on creating, offense at 5-on-5. Gage, any hot take on how they have looked so far there? And do you think this is something that continues through the year? We kind of got into it first really on the oil stream yesterday when I was like, I'm trying to figure out what's the main driver behind this. But what have you thought of it so far? Is it something you'd like to see continue? Do you think it pays off in shorthanded goals here at some point? What are they hoping to do here?
I mean, is that the reason you want to score goals on the PK? I felt it was way more effective when Nabla just at the end of a PK he came back with those guys, right? Even if they weren't playing together. I thought that
rather
was
consistently too.
Right? Yeah. They were always getting that first shift afterwards, and at a lot of times it felt like two thoroughbreds in the stable before a race too. They were just sitting there for the 2 minutes, couldn't wait to get out there, and I don't know, by their standards, looking at their stat lines right now, Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl aren't performing up to what's expected of them, and they are playing a lot. I don't like them on the PK. I find that they're sniffing too much, right? They're thinking offense first all the time. And they, granted, they are getting some chances. I get that. But I just don't think it's sustainable for the rest of the team when you have so many minutes distributed to Connor and Leon that it affects the rest of the group. It doesn't get everyone engaged. I don't like it. I'd rather see them go out at the end of each PK because a lot of times last year they would come out and draw a penalty and get things going, and you already get the juice from killing a power play, or your penalty kill works and you go right back on the power play. I think that's a more effective use of those two guys.
Well, and I think long term, over the course of a season, like you're sapping energy 5-on-5, and you're sapping energy on the power play. Like penalty killing is hard.
Yeah.
Penalty killing is hard. Like it doesn't matter if you're a skilled player or not. Like it doesn't matter if you're a great skater or not. Like penalty killing can be hard. You're going to be blocking shots, going to be getting in lanes. And yes, maybe you try to generate some offense out of there, but it's hard work. And I know those guys love being on the ice. And I know, yes, last year the penalty kill was atrocious. And so you're looking for answers. And that's what you're trying to get with those two out there is answers. But I just don't like it over the course of a long season. Now, again, like if this was playoffs, it was like do or die, and you're playing those guys 24 minutes a night. Sure, great. Like, all right, we're in playoffs. You do what you got to do. But for now and over the course of the regular season, I don't know. I don't like it. That's what I'm saying, guys. I don't like it. I don't think it's effective. I think it saps them. I think, as Gager said, it takes other people out of the game. It hurts development of some of your younger players that are on the penalty kill that you could give minutes there. Like to me, it's just not effective.
Why do you think? What do you think's the main driver in doing this?
Looking at
how bad they sucked
where their
last
PK
year
is now compared to last year, because it was like around 60% last year at this time.
At this time,
and it was terrible, and it's at 80 right now. So.
But you think they decided McDavid and Draisaitl can fix our penalty kill, and that's why we want to do it? I'm just trying to think of the main reason to do it.
I don't.
Is it just because Hyman and Janmark aren't around, a couple different bodies?
Maybe.
I'm trying to figure out what the number one purpose of it is.
Do you think Hyman killed penalties last year?
Hyman's killed penalties.
Yeah, Janmark did. So is that why? Because
when those guys are back healthy, or McDavid and Draisaitl the odd man out, or is this something that they continue to push through?
Yeah, that might be the reason. But again, I mean, you want your PK and power play up to 110%, right, Cass? Usually and they're 105 right now, right? So
yeah, 105 is good. Yeah,
anything
105
is completely
good.
It's not too far.
Really good.
Yeah,
really good. Actually.
Over 105 is good. Yeah. Over 105 is good. Over 110 or at like around 110 is really good. Like that's elite. That's what you want.
You wanted that. If it operates like that throughout the playoffs, chances are you're getting through a few rounds, right?
Before we get to hire it or fire it for GS Construction, thoughts on Pickard getting the net tonight? They got the 2 games this weekend, so those will probably be split. So he'll be in 2 of the next 3. But what did you think of the game tonight for him?
The best 2 players on the Edmonton Oilers up to this point have been their goaltenders. They do have a lot of games coming up right now. I have no problem with it. I like the fact that these guys are kind of battling right now in net. They're giving their team a chance to win every single night. I like it. I think it's good. It's good, healthy competition. Hopefully they can just keep going, keep giving their team a chance to win. It doesn't. I'm sure if you talk to each one, they'd rather play every night. But no, just with looking at the schedule over the next week, I think it's fine.
All right, let's dive into hire it or fire it for GS Construction, where they were hiring yesterday. They're hiring today, and they will be hiring tomorrow for sure. All right, this has been a little bit of a chat around the station for the last 24 hours. It's okay for people to refer to the Blue Jays as Canada's team. Hire it or fire it.
Is it okay? I think it is okay. My reasoning behind it is because a lot of people don't really pay attention. They won't even watch Jays in 30. Right?
Yeah.
But it's very, like, my wife is caught up in it right now.
My wife as well.
Partly because Aaron Judge at the beginning of the playoffs, that kind of piqued her interest a little bit.
Handsome man.
But then, she yesterday, was it last night? Last night she asked me, hey, when's the Jays game on?
Yeah.
I was like, what? Excuse me? And she goes, I like it. I can't. So we're planning on watching the Jays game. This is great. I love it.
I have to work the next 2 nights, but Monday night, the Nielson family will be sitting around and watching game 3 from start to finish.
Yeah.
And Tam and the kids are excited about it.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
So you're okay with using that term
because
then? Like,
I think part of the reason why my wife wants to watch it is it's that little Canadiana thing and stuff, and seeing people all gather. She beaded I'll bring it in tomorrow, a Blue Jays hat.
what?
Ooh.
Yeah.
What's it with beads?
Well, my daughter's getting close to the end of her dancing here, at least, right? So my wife beads her dresses with like crystal stuff. Did you see I brought in my jersey that she did.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So
yeah.
I had my son's old Blue Jays hat. She's probably spent 3 hours last night beating this. So it's all like the J thing is all sparkly and stuff. Yeah,
Pretty
I'll bring
sweet.
it.
Yeah, you should wear it for good luck for game 1.
My head's too
So you're okay with the term?
I'm okay with it. Yes.
All right.
Been long about
Hire it.
What do you think?
Hire it. I'm okay with it too. And the reason I'm okay with it is it's the only Canadian Major League Baseball team. Now, if the Expos were still around, then I'd say no, I'm not okay with it.
Yeah.
Because you have 2 teams. And I'm like, now you're trying to be like the Dallas Cowboys and screw you. Like, I don't like that. Like, don't try to be like, oh, I'm the team when there's like 50 other teams in the country. Like, that's dumb to me. It's not America's team. You're not the only team here. Now, in Canada, this is the only team we have. Just like the Raptors, same thing. It's the only basketball team we have for the NBA. So yeah, it's Canada's team when it comes to playoffs. So yeah, absolutely, I'm fine with it. Again, if the Spos were still around, I'd have a bone to pick.
Canada sort of has 2 teams, and it'd be like an NHL team. Maybe the Oilers fans don't want to rally behind the Leafs.
I mean, there were a lot of Raptors fans too, right? They're all.
Yeah, the Raptors were a big Canada's team thing during, and I wasn't a Raptors fan, but I understood why people viewed them as Canada's team. It's our only hope to ever win a World Series. It's our only hope to ever win an NBA championship, right? Let's see here. Damo over in the chat says, just because it's Canada's team doesn't mean you have to cheer for them, right? We're not telling you have to. We're just saying that in a playoff spot like this, going to the World Series, so many Canadians hop on the bandwagon because it is the only team in Canada, hence making it Canada's team for that stretch.
I love it.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. Draisaitl will win a Selke at some point in his career. I'm only going to throw this out there today because when we were talking about reasons why these guys are on the penalty kill, some people were suggesting, well, it's because Draisaitl wants to win a Selke, so they're going to let him play on the penalty kill. But will he win a Selke in his career? The question is, Draisaitl will win a Selke at some point of his career, hire it or fire it.
I'm going to fire it. I don't think the mindset's not there. He's too offensively driven, I think. When And there's spurts when he does go up against other centers and dominate, right? Like I see that. But over the course of a full year, and if I measure him up against the other top guy, Barkov, he's not close to that level of two-way player. I don't think.
Two-way commitment. Yeah. Cass, what do you think?
Yeah. I got to fire it. I don't think he does. Gager, I hate agreeing with you, but you're spot on this. And I think from a voting standpoint, his offensive abilities go against him.
Yeah.
Because you look at like a Barkov, and it's like Barkov is really good offensively, but also really, really good defensively. Now, Draisaitl's otherworldly offensively and good defensively. But that otherworldly where it's just like, putting up that many goals, like it just in the back of people's brains go, oh, he must be more offensive minded than defensive minded, which he is. But I just think from a voting standard, it would be difficult to get enough people to vote for him. So it's not outside the realm of possibilities, but I would think it's unlikely. So I'm going to fire it.
One of Savoy, Howard, and Tomasek will still score 15 goals this season. Hire it or fire it.
Ooh. It's a good one, Dusty.
Thanks, man. I was really proud of that one when I came up with it.
There's a long way to go. It's such a short. They're gonna need it.
Only one of them.
I'm gonna hire it. One of them has to emerge here.
Well,
You're gonna need it.
Savoy's gonna get 3 tonight playing with the big boys, so that'll help the case.
I'm gonna hire it. I don't know who yet. Come back to me after game 15. I'll tell you.
Hire it. I think Savoy gets it. I think he hasn't been able to pull the trigger, but I think he starts to pull the trigger. So I think he gets there.
That would be huge if he did.
That'd be great.
That would be huge.
Barry 15-16 in a rookie season.
I've loved he's one of my the guys I'm drawn to when I watch.
You watch him play now, you're just like, oh, he is a full-time NHL.
Oh yeah. He's not seeing the American League.
Yeah, no, he's here to stay. What do they say? Find a place.
Find a place.
They say that. Yeah.
Best 3 words in sports.
But not at the mall. Unless you want $500K for a year. All right. More people would cheer for the Habs in a Stanley Cup final than the Leafs in a Stanley Cup final. Ooh. Hired or fired?
Hire it. Yeah. Yeah. I would cheer more for the Habs. And I hate both of them, but I would cheer more for the Habs than I would for the Leafs. Absolutely.
They've won so much. Yeah. But if I had a choice, it would be the Habs for sure.
Yeah. I think so.
I partially because I enjoy watching games at the Molson Center way more than watching, and this is just on TV, than watching the Leafs play.
Does seem like a bit of a different vibe when you're watching a game in Montreal. Cass, what was it like playing in that building?
There was the absolute best.
Yeah.
It was the absolute best.
It just was, Like it just, yeah.
Just the atmosphere, the sound, the angle of the seats so the fans feel like they're right on top of you. Oh. Just the noise, like it's just louder, like harder time hearing. They boo you more, they hate you more, they yell at you in other languages. It's fantastic. There is something magical. It's just something magical about playing at that rink. Like it's just, I love it.
I was there to do an Alouettes game, like my first year doing CFL.
Yeah.
And I got a press pass to go to the Habs game the night before. And growing up as a hardcore Habs fan as a kid, it was one of the coolest moments of my life. Like just walking past all the statues and then going in and sitting up there. And that's the one thing that I'm glad you pointed out, Cass. Like I was in the press box up top there, like you're right on top of it.
Yeah.
And the seats are like it was awesome.
It's the cathedral of hockey.
Yep.
There's a religious aspect to going to a game in Montreal at the Molson Center.
Yeah. I know what I agreed, Gager, but you know what it is. So I think I've sussed out what it is because in some, or we'll say a lot of knowledgeable hockey markets where people know the game of hockey, like people get loud, people get loud in Edmonton in the playoffs, and it's a great place to watch a game. But they also, there can be some complacency, right? Like where it's not, if you look like, and some complacency in corporate. So it's like in Toronto, for example, you do have your rabid fans that love it, but they're all in the upper bowl. It's not as loud because there's so many corporately owned seats down low. So it's actually a pretty quiet building to play in. Edmonton can be very, very loud, but fans can be finicky. and they're very knowledgeable, but they can be quiet sometimes too, where it's not as responsive, not as engaged. They're not, little moments, like just the anticipation doesn't build for smaller moments, if that makes sense. Like where little things happen and you don't get the same response from the crowd because people they know hockey. They're like, oh, this isn't a dangerous moment or whatever. And you don't feel that tension. In Montreal, even for those little moments, the tension is there from a crowd standpoint. Like, I can't remember who was it that made that little dipsy doodle behind the net, like the little back. It wasn't.
That was
Davidoff. Was that Davidoff?
Yeah.
Like that play where it's
Davidoff.
like, yeah, Davidoff. Like that backhand, like where he spun around and banked it off the net. And it's like they don't even get a scoring chance out of that, but the crowd goes nuts because of how amazing it was. And it's like, yeah, you get a little bit of that. You get like some oohs and ahs in Edmonton, but you don't get the same level of tension and of noise and of vitriol.
Anticipation of potential greatness.
Anticipation. Yeah. Like it just feels thicker in the air in Montreal. And again, I hate the Canadiens, but I love playing there because it's just, it's such a great place to play.
I still remember, like, it was so fun during the Four Nations. McDavid got the puck behind the net and started coming up in that first game against the U.S. And you could hear the fans like start murmuring with the anticipation when he was then they were like so excited that they could see Connor McDavid finally flying up the ice like he does.
Canadian jersey.
And it sent chills,
All right. So what is coming up on EST afternoons today? Gage, here it is. There's a list.
We got, obviously we'll get into tonight's game. Vikings Chargers tonight. I don't know if we're going to talk about that. I don't know. And Blue Jays updates, Elks depth chart for tomorrow. I got Red Light District. We got Jeff Schneider, All Dodgers podcast to talk a little Dodgers. And Tyler Madarzarek from SiriusXM will go around the NHL.
All right, I believe Hernan's going to have a statement about the screw it, let's do it parlay from yesterday.
Well,
that's a rumor right now. So
I think he messed up yesterday.
He did, and he's pretty rattled by it.
Yeah.
An announcement coming up here.
And we
shortly.
have our resident knowledgeable.
Yeah, he's the Oracle.
Yeah.
Remember from the league? Did you watch the league?
I've watched one episode.
There's one kid there that was awesome, and they called him the Oracle, fantasy football Oracle. Zach, you're on a run right now. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you. Get me on the lock shop. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, God.
No,
hey, we're trying to win show of the year over there, Zach.
I was just going to say, you'd never win an SC.
All right, that's going to do it for Two Guys, the Goalie, brought to you by GS Construction. EST Afternoons coming up here on YouTube, on TuneIn Radio, on iHeartRadio with Hernan Salas, Joaquin Gage, and Coob sticking around with those guys as well. Reed Wilkins show from 3 until 6 today. GCL Diesel pregame show from 6 until 7, then postgame to follow later on tonight. That's going to do it for Two Guys, the Goalie, brought to you by GS Construction. For Matt Kassian, Joaquin Gage, I am Dustin Nielson. I will talk to you all on Monday. Take it easy.